It's day 3 of the 5-day manifesting challenge. We're talking about how we take a deeper look at how we manifest, taking a deeper look at abundance, and also looking at how can we call more of that into our lives. So we magnify something, we make it larger, we make abundance more present in our life. So today, day 3, we're going to go a little bit deeper. And this can sometimes be a little triggering for some people. And I invite you to look at it with an open mind in this conversation today. A lot of us are taking on beliefs that we have had. So, beliefs that have been given to us. We repeat those and we practice those so much in our life. And I mean, from a child, we repeat them, we practice them. They are reinforced in us because our mind will validate whatever our beliefs are. And as we then validate those for ourselves and we continue to tell ourselves that, we take it on as not only a belief, but a story, an identity. And a lot of times that leads us into playing the victim. And I know that can sound really harsh, but allow me to explain. The first time I heard this, I really was like, I am not playing the victim. There's no way. Nope. I am a strong, powerful woman. I believe in manifesting. I am not playing the victim. But the further I dove into it, and the more and more I began to listen to my own inner talk, realizing that I'm like, oh my gosh, I swear, like, I have the most family drama more than anyone else I know. That is a victim mindset. And if we say that from the perspective of everything that we want to create in life is a manifestation of what we think and what we call in. Now, there also might be some layers of family karma. There might be some layers of this is what I was born into. Now, some people believe, not everyone, but I'm going to share a belief with you, is that we choose our family based on the lessons that we came into this world and life in order to learn. I know that can be a new thought for some, for others. If you've heard that before and you're like, yes, I believe that, I'd love to hear it. But some of us believe that we were placed here for a reason, that we were given our family for a reason, that there is a lesson that we need to learn in this lifetime. That could be one perspective. And if we do not do the inner work to move through this lesson, that we keep finding ourselves repeating the same patterns over and over. Have you felt that? You're like, I feel like the same problem just keeps coming back around. And there is something that we are resisting. So, one of your homework assignments for today, and it might be a challenge to just actually sit and write these things down for some. So, you might need to allow yourself to move through the day with a little notepad or a note section in your phone, but to look at it and say, what am I resisting? What are all the things that I know I should do, but I'm not doing? What are all the things that I feel like I'm struggling with? What are the repeating patterns in my life? And if these repeating patterns, once you write those down, if those repeating patterns were trying to show me something, to bring awareness to a lesson I was supposed to learn, what would that lesson, what could it be? And you can play with this metaphorically if this isn't your belief system. Or if it is, then you can take it wholeheartedly. Either way, this is a beautiful exercise to entertain. So, thinking about it from that perspective, then what are the stories that I am telling myself? and this is where we're really landing today, are what are the stories that I'm telling myself? What are these repeating thoughts and patterns and beliefs that I have? For example, it is really common within certain art worlds, being an artist or being a photographer or making crafts, whatever it might be. There is a belief system there, a limiting belief system that says the starving artist, that says, I'll never be rich being a photographer, that, this is more of a hobby. This could never be a career. Noticing these thoughts and these beliefs, and then stopping for a moment and say, is that really true? So we have to challenge our beliefs. You may say, yes, it is true. You may say, that's interesting. Is this true? Go look. What's the highest paid photographer? What are some of the top craft companies? Who is doing this has broken the mold. So interesting fact, and I don't know the exact numbers, but for a long time within sprints, within the running world, within the sprints, there was a block. This was the fastest ever. And no one believed anyone could beat that. One person thought outside of the block, and I'll have to go find these names. You could look it up. This is real. One person made it a goal to beat this block. He did. And since that, he opened up a whole new realm that now tons of people have beaten this time. Tons of people have now beaten his time. But it took one person to allow other people to shift and believe it was possible, because the only thing that was hindering people from making it possible was their belief. This social construct that had been put there to say no one could ever beat that. So maybe it's within your industry, maybe it's within your family. I know that I'm the first person in my family to ever get a master's degree. I know that for a fact. And so what are we looking at and how can we overcome that? We don't need to know how. We just need to allow ourselves to believe it's possible. That is always the first step. Believing it's possible, and then having the awareness to see what is the gap between you and that possibility, and releasing whatever is there. We have to release the limiting beliefs before we can step into abundance. Then, after releasing, we have to then heal our energy. Because if we have all of these energy leaks and we are trying to create from a space of leaking energy, or we are trying to think of what abundance looks like from a space of leaking energy, that level of abundance is still going to be limited on what you can fathom. So today, our meditation. We're going to allow ourselves to take 3 deep breaths. It's always the number that I choose when we are coming into this grounded energy. To create the physical, we need to be in the energy of earth. Earth is the physicality of this life. So as you take your 3 deep breaths, we'll allow our feet to be on the floor, whether you want to be crossed or in a chair, it's totally fine. Our feet are on the floor and we're allowing ourselves to move out of our head and into our body. So allowing that relaxation to come down the face. Notice your shoulders, notice your spine, notice your bottom. Notice the energy moving down your legs and into your feet. Feel this grounding energy. That earth is our home. Earth is our home and you belong here. You belong here because you are here. That grounding energy, pulling it up from the earth back into the legs, back into the hips, This grounding, loving energy moving up the spine and into the heart will rest here in the heart. Thinking of yourself, your future self, your most abundant self that you can imagine right now. Whether it be in the house that you want to be in the job that you want to be in, on the vacation that you want to be in, working with clients, whatever that future self vision that you have. Now imagine them, which in every space that you are able to clearly depict, imagine them sitting in meditation. And as you imagine them, that version of you sitting into meditation, what would that version of you be meditating about their future abundant self? What is the next level of your next level? Feeling that here, settling into that. This is your new homework, is to sit in meditation as your future self, in what they are imagining as abundance. What is possible for that person that they are stretching to the next level of what's possible for them? We are 10 timesing, 100 timesing, 20 timesing, 100 timesing. You can continue to scale in those levels within your mind, within the next level of meditation, within the next level of meditation, as far as you can stretch. Your highest version of you knows that your mind and your belief system is the container for what is possible. Allowing yourself to wholeheartedly, fully in your heart, knowing that anything is possible if you have the clarity to see it and the clarity to call it in. The energy to say, I am worthy, because we are all worthy. All I have to do is think it, believe it, feel it, call it in, and it is available to me. That right now, here in this moment, I release any limiting beliefs. I release any blocks that are preventing me from believing that this world is just a manifestation of our belief of the outer limit. I'm dissolving those boundaries. Everything in this world has been thought up by someone's mind and then created. Everything in this world is made up of atoms, of molecules, and these molecules are attracted to like vibration. So I'm becoming the same vibration as all of these things that I need that support me in being my highest self. Of creating the life that showcases abundance so that I can also help show other people what abundance is possible. So that I can elevate this entire world by first believing it myself. Just like others before me have allowed the earth to up-level, allowed humanity to up-level because they believed something was possible. They allowed it to happen. They showed others it was possible. And then others said, oh, wow, that's available. I now can be that person too. We can all be that person. It's just a matter of who's going to do the inner work. Who's going to sit and meditate every day and sit in these visualizations? Who's going to allow themselves to break free of the chrysalis, the caterpillar, staying in the cocoon, allowing themselves to break free. And the breaking free, the pushing, is how they gain their strength so that they can fly. If someone was to cut the chrysalis and just let them out, they would not have the strength to fly. This is what you're doing now. These exercises, these meditations are your exercises. These visualizations are your exercises And right now it's like, oh, there's a barrier there. There's a block. What is this? Keep pushing. Keep pushing the boundaries. Allow yourself to take a deep breath. Allow yourself to feel into your heart. If you breathe into your heart from the front side, from the back side, and you feel any limitations there, then continue to focus the breath there. Continue to break that barrier by stretching it. Taking another deep breath, and then you can begin to open your eyes. I encourage you to journal about this activity today. So, of your activity, first journal about your next level. The next level is, where were you? Where were you meditating in your next world? And then that version is meditating about their next level. Write down second level, and what was that second level person meditating on? If you had any additional levels that you can stretch out to, I want you to continue to practice this meditation. Get back into it. You can get back into it right now if you'd like, and continue to write those down, because when you come back into, and it's going to happen, hopefully not, but it most likely will, as you come back into scarcity, you need this reminder, or come back into that meditation. These style meditations that we just did today, these are ones that I invite you to come into. It only takes 5 minutes. To anytime you get a break and you feel like you want to start scrolling, or you feel like you want to start scrolling for your next Netflix or whatever it might be, stop, break that pattern, sit down, and be into your higher self. Step into that energy, because your energy is getting ready to go whoosh, and you need to bring it back up. Now, realistically, it's coming away from alignment and you're bringing it back into alignment. Just like the spine, as we meditate, we sit erect, our treasure tower, our beacon that allows our energy center to come out. When our energy gets off, our posture tends to be all over the place. Our energy is spread. We come back into alignment, and this is where we become a projection. We're able to send that out into the world. So your posture is also important. All right, so this is our activity today. I really want to hear about these. What is it that you're manifesting? And I'll see you tomorrow for day 4 of Magnified Abundance. I know this work can be like, oh, that seems exhausting. That is your scarcity mindset talking. This work is life-changing. These are the things that if you join a manifestation program, there are going to be all these activities to get you to do this, to guide your scarcity mindset into this. I have taken countless abundance and manifestation courses. I have read countless books. I have watched countless movies and all these things. And I have also read the sacred texts that talk about this as well. These are the keys. Now, there's more to help coach and guide yourself into being able to do this. It's far more simple than you think. If you'd like to join me in really creating this meditation practice that has proven scientific research that supports it, you can join me. We start next week on Monday, the 11th at 7:30. Sacred text. So sacred text, there are quite a few of them. So the Vedic text, even the Bible, that's considered a sacred text. And looking at these and really talking about the manifestation that's coming about in these. Now, I'm not going into those portions of sacred text within this next program, because those are deeper studies, and I find that we need this mindfulness based first, that is super available, that is non-religious based, but simply just the mind and how we get into the mind. If you'd like to move into some of the sacred texts, please, by all means, we can look at the Bible, we can look at the Vedic text. It's a matter of who all wants to read what. And if we want, we can look at both of those and comparing the two. There is in the Hermetics. So if we look at the Hermetica, which can be considered a sacred text as well, the Hermetica talks about there is this underlining tone, this line of commonality that is within each of the sacred text and main religions. And if we were to pull out those commonalities, that is essentially what the Hermetica is promoting and talking about. So if you'd like to look into those, I love studying these things. I've been studying them for a very long time. And yeah, if there's interest, we can. Those are normally the deeper studies that we move into in normally like our 500 level. So we're going to start with the 100 level to make sure that we all have the baseline and foundations. And I am going to be opening up the meditation certification later this year. And this first one that we're starting on Monday is the primary level that those will need to take in order to progress through. So I'm open to questions. Bring them on, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching live. I'm happy to speak of those to you. All right. Talk to you later.